All right. Most teachers teach that from chapter 6 on in the book of Revelation, that we are supposed to look at these events as sequential events, one after another. However, doesn't that go against how we've looked at it so far? Look at the letters to the churches. The letters to the churches had different start points, but they all coincided together over last what turns out to be 2,000 years. Are we supposed to look at the chapter 6 and on the same way? Hello everybody, I'm Keith O'Dare, and welcome to When You Search for Truth, where we look for the truth by looking at what is actually written in the Word of God, word for word, in the order given from the original text, using the original definitions. Let's get started with chapter 6. All right, verse 1 of chapter 6. And seeing with my own eyes, when the Lamb opened up one of the seven seals, and hearing one of the four living beings speaking like a voice of thunder, come into being. Looking, verse 2, and beholding a white horse, and who sat on it, having a bowl, and a crown was given to him, and come forth to conquer and conquer. Some people, believe it or not, teach this as the Messiah, Jesus Christ. But most, I have to admit, most believe that this is the Antichrist. However, what does the word for word and keeping it all symbolic means? It says, in seeing with my own eyes, outside, he's perceiving the future event. And when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and he heard one of the four living beings. Remember, what four living beings is a representation of God's will for the Messiah. And this is, and the voice of the Messiah comes forth, saying with like a voice of thunder. It's thunders. It comes with authority. Come into being. He's calling this into existence. Keep in mind, he's not. This is just not something that just come up by itself. That John's seeing. He's seeing what Jesus Christ, Yeshua, through the power that he just got in the last chapter. Remember that, to bring forth the power and the one who's about to wield it. All right, looking and beholding a white horse. White horse usually means majesty, purity. And the reason why a lot of people think this is the Messiah, because that's typically what the Messiah, if he's going to ride a horse, is going to be riding as a white horse. And later on, he does ride a white horse, the Messiah does. But here is someone riding a white horse, which is symbolic of authority or a power to be wielded. That's what a horse is symbolic of. And this is a false Christ. So that's why everybody thinks this is the Antichrist. But it's going to be the power to come forth and do this. And of course, one will wield that power. One will. And that will most likely be the Antichrist. And he had a bow. A bow means a covenant. Bow, a covenant. So if you guys remember right, back in Daniel chapter 9, it says that the prince of the people that shall come shall make a covenant with the people for 7 years. This is the bow. This is the covenant that he's talking about. There will be a covenant made for 7 years. So what we have at least from the seal here, we do have the beginning of the tribulation period, or just before. We don't know for sure, but most likely it is the beginning of the 7 years of tribulation. He has a covenant. that will be made. And it says that. And notice it says right here, it says a crown will be given to him. Otherwise, it gives authority, political authority, to be a victor. And how does he get this political authority? He gets it by winning and winning and winning. It doesn't necessarily say war. Keep in mind that it says a crown was given to him and come forth to conquer and to conquer. There's different ways to conquer. There's war, there's diplomacy, there's, in today's world, tariffs, just to wield a power over people. For instance, economic power, as we're seeing today. And no, I'm not saying Trump is the Antichrist, but notice how he's doing that, though. He's winning battles. It could be a war of a different kind, being that an economic war or something along those lines. So, anyway, again, the Lamb comes forth, a counterfeit a Messiah comes forth and has a bow, otherwise a covenant. And that's representative of the covenant spoken of Daniel in chapter 9. And the crown was given to him, a victorious crown, one who is victorious over other people. And he came forth to conquer and conquer, not necessarily war. All right, verse 3. And when breaking the second seal, I heard the second living being say, come into being. Again, the voice of the Messiah through the living being, the will of God for the Messiah. He's calling into creation. He's calling it, they're saying it's going to happen, and it's happening now at this point in time. And another, verse 4, a red horse came forth. Keep in mind, red means war, blood, and came forth, and he who sat on it was given to take peace from the earth, and in order to slay one another, a great mahakale, a great sword, was given to him. Interesting thing here. First of all, this rider of this horse, and it could be the same rider as the white horse. Just keep that in mind. But it says it was given him to take peace away from the earth. Again, red horse means war, and in order to slay one another, a great Mahagaleth was given to him. Mahagaleth is first appeared in the story of Isaac and Abraham. It's used to slaughter a sacrifice, and it's used ceremonially to circumcise. So what we have here is a warring power to be given to this guy or this person that's on this horse to take peace away from the earth, to cause each other to slay one another. This war is not just him against everybody else. It's somehow he's going to set up a way for us to fight each other. And it's not going to be just two sides, it's multiple sides. So you have people slaying each other, and then using the Mahakalet. Interesting to note, again, symbolically, the Mahakalet is slaying the sacrifice or the circumcision. Symbolically, the sacrifice is Yeshua, Jesus Christ, Christians. And then you have the circumcision, which are the Jews. So what we have is they're setting up first, everybody's going to be fighting each other, but mainly he's going to be using this Mahakalet to slay Christians and Jews. So I hope you are enjoying this. We'll go over the next two horses on the next video. Shalom, everybody.